Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 with Black Ice. Well, not with Black Ice, not really like anything. We are in 38. The war with Japan historically started in 37, so we are a little late on that. But we're, in my opinion, not really hungry. Okay. Really prepared for it yet. Got a lot of these Toyohi Idan divisions, which are decent divisions. I think if we wait till mid 38 or so to start pushing on that, it's not too far away. I added a few more divisions to the production queue here, the training queue I should say. Vehicle factory. Two is reach good. Prepared defense. We're going to continue focusing on this. The army up to strength.
Hit it! Stina! Stina!
And as war approaches, useful. What are we doing for cavalry equipment? Okay. Got a lot. Well, since it's just one, let's go back to producing some more transport. Always useful. Build a heavy cruiser. Well, what else do we have here? Yeah, heavy cruiser. Good. Just one. Let's add to the training queue. Let's take a look at it first. Okay, well, don't have much in the way of experience to improve things, but I guess we another one of these. Or train another one. Anschluss of Austria. Yay. Our allies, the Germans, are getting stronger. I am going to be very interested to watch how the war in Europe goes, with us not being directly involved. If you remember, the last game we played, like a lot of Hearts of Iron 4 things, falls apart for me, that we had a lot of Japanese intervention into Europe to help out, and just, you know, tells you things aren't working right. I won't get totals down here. Okay, we can build, well, we can build anything, but I like a sub yard. And an ammo factory, I think, because that will help out quite a bit too. Next to the marine yard. Oh, here. And an ammo factory. Let's put up here. Pax Americana. Next episode, I'll get things organized just before the war kicks off. Yeah, so we don't have much in the way of subs yet, but basic truck factories. This improved destroyer. Mentioning that, now we got some improvements here that we can do. Sonar. Well, let's do anti-aircraft or anti-aircraft. Make sure that these guys on train. I want to see what's over here. A little better. we couldn't do before. Let's build an air base here. We want to expand that out a bit more, I think. Yeah, let's okay, they can't do any of that. Well, let's build them a factory here. Okay, that get us heading at least in that direction, so yes, I'm gonna do that. 'Cause I'm thinking, I don't know whether I should want to invade here or down here or both. Border skirmish, Japanese victory. Okay, the Russians and their Mongolian lapdog detected the buildup of our troops in the Heilongjiang and attempted to launch a large raid across the border to disrupt our preparations. Fortunately, our quick-thinking commanders caught their forces in a pincer movement. We inflicted severe losses on their forces before they fled back across the border. Okay, well, most all of you know about the Marco Polo incident, the Marco Polo Bridge outside of Beijing here. But there had been a long history, and daily might be putting it a bit too much, but definitely more than monthly, along the Chinese, along the Mongolian, along the Russian borders, were constant provocations. Manchukuo, particularly, a lot of those troops and that were used in these other areas, and they were constantly doing that. These borders weren't clearly well defined. The Japanese did have a little tiny sort of puppet state here that really shouldn't exist hardly, because it was maybe more than a puppet state. It was almost direct occupation or whatever, but they did have a little flag and whatnot there. And for game purposes, being able to run supply and whatnot as Japan through here is better. than trying to create another puppet state, because the AI just abandoned it, go somewhere else. But even with that, and up in Beijing here, is still the main military Chinese, or whatever you want to call it, force was Manchukuo. And they were, you know, moderately well equipped. And there was a, you know, various ideological reasons. Some were sort of Manchu type Chinese ethnic, if you will, groups, sort of a northern ethnic Chinese group, and we're looking to have Manchuria and big and powerful and that kind of thing. Other elements, including Puyi, and his prime minister this time was John or whatever. I'm forgetting his name exactly. He was what would be a Manchurian dynasty loyalist who wanted to return Puyi as emperor of China. Whether they were going to do a pure imperial rule or set up a parliamentary democracy under it, limited probably to what parties would be allowed and whatnot, but he really wanted to have a true Chinese, true imperial system restored in China, not as a puppet state of Japan. He actually left politics because it became clear fairly early, 38, 39, I forget exactly, that Japan was not going to let that happen. They were going to keep it a puppet state. So, there's various factions up here, ethnic groups, including exiled Russians and whatnot. And so they were using these elements as aggressive elements to sort of keep it out of the idea of a Japanese conflict with China as more of a civil conflict within China, and that Japan was sort of the peacekeeping troops. Now that was obviously not true, but that's sort of what Japan wanted people to think about it. Okay, so we'll get that. Chinese politics at this time is interesting in the Chinese sense of the word. We should also build a little puppet. Okay. Okay, well, fine. We have plenty of it. So it would be just fine. Well, I'm going to keep this episode at least shorter than some other ones, so we're going to end it here. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate that. And hopefully you would too by watching many more great videos. Hearts of Iron. And of course, please post comments, questions, ideas, corrections. Love hearing from you. And probably we're going to be starting the War with China next episode. Something to look forward to. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.